You know what? I think it's been a roaring success. It's been incredibly good. If you put this all into context, we started that vaccination program 3 weeks ago, just 3 weeks and 1 day ago, in fact, as we're speaking today. In that time, we've given 13,286 doses in total. First doses, 12,886, and yesterday alone, 400 second doses. So we can't say anything other than it's been a huge success. Lots and lots of positive feedback. People very, very happy with how they've been looked after and treated, and obviously happy to get the vaccine.
And now, importantly, this weekend we started the second dose. Today, the community vaccination program for that second dose.
Correct.
Tell us about that plan.
So the second dose, really, this is very important. When we embarked on the first dose, bear in mind we're not in the UK, so our delivery of vaccines is very dependent on receiving batches via an RAF flight. And those batches are released from the UK government to us. So there's lots of logistical elements to that chain. So as the vaccines arrive, we mustn't just be casual about this. We have to give these vaccines to people knowing that we can give them the second dose. Otherwise, there's no point in embarking on the first dose. So that's why we've concentrated on the elderly, the older generation, those most vulnerable, those most at risk. And then we use the Joint Committee of Vaccinations and Immunisations guidelines to then kind of cascade down the list in terms of ages. But the second dose really, and how we're doing that, has been predicated on knowing that those who had a first dose can now have the second dose.
And that second dose, what can you tell us about levels of immunity?
So it's very difficult really, because it is a relatively new vaccine and we're all learning about these things. In fact, that's probably one of the common themes that you probably remember me saying in many press conferences about how we're learning about the virus, and now, ironically, we're learning about the vaccine. And depending on the trial, depending on the study, and of course a lot of this evidence, the more people that receive the vaccine, a better, more robust idea of numbers. But by 21 days after your first dose, most studies seem to agree or average around about 70% immunity. About 7 days after your second dose, so 7 days, so 1 week, so there'll be people by this weekend coming who will have over 90, maybe even closer to 95% immunity. The issue, of course, is we don't know how long that immunity is going to last. That is the next phase of all the evidence that's being looked into. But I would say by 7 days post-second dose, we're looking at about 95% immunity for those who've had it.
Now we're looking at 95% immunity, but you can still be a carrier. Precautions still have to be taken.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, this is very frustrating for people, because lots of people can argue, I've had my vaccine, can I please stop wearing my mask? Can I stop washing my hands? Can I stop doing all of those things, the social distancing? The difficulty again is we don't fully understand whether giving you the vaccine, maybe at the time you might be unknowingly harbouring some of the virus in your throat. Does that immunity kick in enough to shed that? Is there a time period? And bear in mind, we also have to remember that the reason for the social distancing and for the washing the hands is because potentially you might touch something and pick up the virus which you could transfer to somebody else. That's nothing to do with your immunity. That's you just simply being a kind of a little portable carrier